private sector's involvement is really fundamental in this, both to make things accessible as well as to support and bring technology into it. Let us join hands. Let us join hand all together in meeting the basic need, food and nutrition, and then only we will be able to contribute and see a progressive nation.
Today we have with us Mr. Bishao Parajuli, Representative and Country Director for India for the World Food Programme. Mr. Parajuli brings with him 35 years of distinguished experience in development, humanitarian affairs, diplomacy, fundraising, and management in over 10 countries in Asia, Middle East, and Africa, including the WFP headquarters in Rome. Prior to his current assignment, Mr. Parajuli served for the past 5 years in Zimbabwe as the UN Resident Coordinator and designated official of the UN Secretary General, and also the resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme. He has also served in various positions in the WFP offices in Indonesia, Bangladesh, Mozambique, Botswana, and its headquarters in Italy. He holds 2 master's degrees in agricultural development and in business administration, and an honors degree in agricultural science. It's a pleasure to have you on the platform today, sir.
Thank you very much, Yamini. It's indeed a very big pleasure for me as well, given the importance of nutrition issue in India and the World Food Programme's engagement in India and the importance of nutrition in the context of human development. So I'm very glad to have a conversation and share some experiences and thoughts, and also stress on what WFP is doing and how it's looking at globally the value of addressing malnutrition and the importance of food and other element in the context of addressing nutrition or malnutrition issues.
Thank you, sir. So you've had a rich experience spanning over 35 years in multiple geographies. So can you tell us a little bit about your professional career and how you got started with your engagement with WFP?
Well, it's long. It's a long history. It'll take a long time for me to tell you all about this. But you know, I did my agricultural degree and then also involved in rural development issues. So food issue is very relevant. Rural development is very relevant in the context of my professional work. And as I went deeper into my engagement on food security, nutrition security, and development issue, I got really deeper into it and I started enjoying it. So I never looked back. And then broadly, I also broaden my outlook and experience on broader development issues. As the UN Resident Coordinator in Zimbabwe and Myanmar, I was sort of looking across all sectors of development. And but I am particularly interested in the WFP's work because it's focused. It also is result oriented, and it's also basic. You must have heard the World Food Programme was awarded Nobel Peace Prize in 2020 for its work across the world promoting peace and also really advocating on the plight of the people who are invisible and who have to go hungry in this world of plenty. So therefore, it's a extremely basic issues, but an important issues because unless we address hunger, then there will be no peace. It is a complex issue, although it sounds very simple, and therefore I love this area of my work and very humbled to be part of this cause of eliminating hunger with the United Nations World Food Program and to be working in India. Also to tell you, I've begun my journey as a student in India, so it's very fascinating for me to be back in India after 35 years and then engage with the government and other partner in supporting in this journey of eliminating hunger.
It's absolutely wonderful to see how full circle your journey has been, sir, and your passion towards the subject. So, pulling from your rich experience and your understanding of the Indian geography, can you tell us specifically what are WFP's priorities for the Indian geography? Given the unique challenges it poses.
So, WFP in the past, as I said, in our 50 years of journey, has shifted our program from an organization which used to ship, hundreds of thousands of tons of food from abroad to an agency or partner which is working with government in terms of bringing innovation, bringing best practice model, and capacity building and knowledge sharing to address the issue of or improving food security and nutrition security, and also to make sure that no one is left behind. In the context of this area or these exercises, India is a continent. It's not a country with 1.3 billion people and moving from Kanyakumari to Himachal and east to west, such a broad scope and landscape. So the work we do is different in different areas,
Right.
and our focus is principally in 4 areas. The World Food Program's focus. The first focus is working with the government on these enormous and the largest public distribution system India has, to see how do we work towards targeting better, accountability better, cost efficiency better, including and bringing technology, etc. And a better supply chain, these type of things. And and on issue of direct impact on nutrition side, we're working in sort of promoting food diversification, intake, social behavioral changes, and also improving intake of vitamin and minerals through fortification. And as well as ensuring that some of the program India has, like midday meals, which is really fantastic, covering about 120 million people, to see how it could be further improved and universalized in a good way across all the states, engaging at the state level to promote that. And at the same time, we're also involved in these Poshan Abhiyan, the reference you made, which is again a fantastic steps of the government of India and initiative of the Honorable Prime Minister himself, to see how we can sort of bring an element of sustainability into these programs, such as producing food rations locally, engaging local women groups, and use local food, and then and help to diversify food intake, including process of fortification, and then take it forward through Anganwadi workers, etc. And finally, in the context of responding to natural disaster, climate change, and other things, we look at working with government again, the evidence on where the problems are in terms of nutrition or food insecurity, and also the various element of capacity need to promote adaptation to crops and others, which adjust to the challenging climate condition and the situation, and work with the civil societies to capacitate them, and with the government to benefit, women's group, children, adolescent, from a nutrition point of view. And finally, we're also engaged in taking India's knowledge and expertise and good experimentation in all these food system work to the region and abroad. So principally, there is so much happening in India, both in the context of program activities, and though it's not uniform across the states, let's say, so to help improve within India in different states. And then two is in the region, we had visits from countries in the region, Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, to learn, even Afghanistan, and then see how WFP and Government of India to work together to promote global hunger issue, address global hunger issues. So these are the broader focus of WFP work. We are at the state level working with the states in Rajasthan, Odisha, Kerala, Uttarakhand, and UP. We have a strategic level agreement in some of these states. And then we work at the central level very closely with government. So WFP's role basically is working from behind, supporting government and strengthening the government efforts and adding value.
Thank you, sir, for walking us through the model, because we've seen that it's always better to rather than reinventing the wheel, augmenting the existing efforts, because our government has a wonderful infrastructure when it comes to ensuring that health and nutrition are priorities, whether that be like you rightfully mentioned, the midday meal program or the ICDS centers that we have throughout the country. So it's great to see how WFP is working backstage and really helping India improve in its nutritional indicators. So I just want to bring your attention to the current nutrition scenario in India, where we've just had the COVID pandemic, which has really complicated the nutrition interventions that were already in place, as well as we've had the National Health and Family Survey, which has shown that while we may have progressed in certain indicators, largely it paints quite a bleak picture of the nutrition realities in India. So can you shed some light on how WFP has had to pivot through a time like this and to realign certain priorities to suit the needs of India?
Sadly, the COVID has resulted in really overall increasing hunger globally.
Right.
So therefore, it's not a surprise that is not the case in India. Mm-hmm. However, I would say the positive response India has come forward with, the additional food rations for last 9 months, 5 kilo of rice or wheat and pulses, and using that huge stockpile of agricultural product is commendable steps. Not many countries even wish to do it can do it. So I think at the end, India has really made use of it and really responded in a correct way. Imagine if that was not possible, the consequence of that in the nutrition side. So I think the proactiveness of the Government of India in responding to the nutrition challenge is really commendable. There has been decline to some extent over the years on the malnutrition side, but sadly the rate of decline has not been to the level I guess it can respond to the SDG agenda for that matter. Meeting that target, and so we need to sort of inject a speed into it, and make sure how to reach the target on time. And I think the government of India's effort and understanding that the nutrition is a factor of combination of element, the point I stressed before, sanitation is a great step. Increase of toilet access, for example, and the water facilities, the emphasis and impetus on that is really commendable. Now, on the food side, there is this access of food and etc. Now, probably there are a couple of areas where more effort is needed, and we are working on one of that area on the food side. Basically moving toward diversification and more intake of vitamin and mineral and more protein, and that area. So that is one area where probably more effort is continuously needed. The second part is also on the health side. I think the COVID has also exposed some challenges related to health issues. So supposedly, the children have diarrhea, their weight gets completely shattered in a couple of days. And then especially those who are weaker fall into the category of malnutrition. And then the third part is the special needs of food for mothers and pregnant women. And then, the efforts to continuously educate and advocate through steps like Poshan Abhiyan. I think that is a commendable steps, and need to promote that that messaging more regularly, not necessarily once a year, but really putting forward that continuously. And then finally, I would say, in the context of the access to food, as part of this public distribution system, which covers really one of the largest in the world, 800 million people. India's poor are moving from states to states for jobs and etc. And there's accessing that food ration entitlement for somebody from Bihar in Punjab, or somebody from Odisha in Delhi, or in Maharashtra, whatever. I think the effort which has been done now to bring one nation, one card system is a great step. So I believe these several measures which are being taken, scaling up fortification, one nation, one card, increasing access of food, the Poshan Abhiyan campaign, and then the water sanitation improvement, these things combination, and then of course the behavioral social aspects will help to improve on it. But we all need to work hard, and WFP's effort, I laid down to you already, is to work on multiple fronts in these areas, on the public distribution system, on the food diversification, and also to make sure no one is left behind, and also bring civil societies partner in responding to disasters and etc. Because a lot of time when disaster happen, the vulnerables are suffer the worst again, and the importance of safeguarding them with appropriate nutritional food need is important, and there is a full commitment from government side, both NDMA and the Disaster Institute, which we are working on. So I'm very positive and optimistic that by reinforcing these efforts, there will be improvement. But we have to work hard.